Hey everybody, I'm Matt Hill, Oklahoma City, and I got a good friend of mine here that's a special guest, if you will, right? I got to catch up with her. We're here at the NGEAO, the Natural Gas Energy Association meeting. She came to town to speak to us on all the amazing things that you're doing, or have been doing for a while, calling attention to some problems that our industry is best at solving. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Sarah Stogner. I'm a lawyer. Ran for office last time, live in the Permian, and yeah, my latest mission is trying to raise awareness and eliminate what I call zombie wells.
Energy education.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what, I'm a big fan of what you're doing, just because you are drawing attention to, our industry. Good, bad, ugly, we are the energy industry, and we are the best. We're the best people capable of getting energy out to the world, but that means we have some waste, and we can go and keep it from happening and get it cleaned back up.
Yeah, I mean, it is, I'm really tired of the term energy transition. I think it's a stupid term. It's energy expansion.
Energy addition.
We've got, right, I mean, we still have people cooking with dung. So unless and until everyone else has the ability to have clean, affordable, reliable energy, then I don't think, it really angers me when people try to say, oh, well, no, But we also need logical, long-term policy solutions. And so what's really frustrating to me is our current regulators and elected officials who are making policy decisions based on 4-year election cycles instead of what's actually going to be best for us in the long term. I want to make sure that my grandbabies can have
30 years out, grandbabies have great access to energy.
Yeah, and can also fish in clean water.
Yeah.
Right? Like they don't have to be mutually exclusive. And so, maybe all of us need a few solar panels and wind turbines on a little fence in the backyard, and then we have a battery and we have natural gas, and it's not either
Wherever
or.
I'm at, I have the most efficient, abundant energy for each application.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, where I am in the Permian, we've got a lot of wind, we've got a lot of solar, we've got a lot of oil and gas. We don't have a ton of people. And so, right, the problem is getting it from where it's abundant to where it's needed. And unfortunately, if we had what's happening right now in West Texas with our zombie well issue happening outside of Houston or outside of Austin, I have no doubt that people would be in an uproar and that it would get solved. But because of the location, it's rural, people see us as, kind of worthless, cattle land. But it's not, and it's impacting all of us. And the world needs our energy, but we also need clean water.
Yeah, and abundant energy is going to come at, it doesn't have to come at a cost of wasting that land. And like you brought up, well, if every operator ends up having to go and buy that ranch, and now all the operators are the only landowners, and the landowners are like, well, this is all, I used to graze cattle here, so I guess I'll sell it at whatever price they're going to give me, and I'm going to move on. But man, I look at like my grandfather's place that I grew up on back in the day, and I'm like, I would have, I didn't realize it back when I was young, but now it'd be so great to have. I remember, as far as I can see, this is all going to be yours someday. And I was like, oh, that sounds awful. I have to mow it, right? But now, I get it. I totally get it. I wish that was still ours.
Yep.
And that's
God's not making any more land.
No, and God's not making any more minerals either. I tell people all the time, like, what do you invest in? Probably minerals would be, a good way to go. That we're really one of the only places in the world where you can buy what's underneath the ground, underneath your feet, and real estate. It's all controlled by the state. So that means we have a very vested interest in protecting everything under our feet.
Yeah, exactly.
And above the land. Well, how can we help you, as an industry?
Yeah, I think.
Or each other.
Yeah, I mean, my ask to people is, I think what we've always been saying is we need to be educating those that aren't in the industry about the good that we do, why we're necessary. But at the same time, this is a technically complex area that happens thousands of feet below the ground, and it's hard to tell sometimes what's happening. And so what we need intellectual honesty. We need people, when you see something that's wrong, speak up. And we need to get past our kind of superficial safety culture. You heard me tell the story about
superficial. If you came out of that meeting that he told you, hey, here's a big problem I can solve today, but you get a ticket for not having 3 points on the handrail and the wall. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So, it's like, look, but follow the money. And so, and I think, at the end of the day, mineral owners have benefited, operators have benefited, midstream, everyone in this industry that's either part of the industry or financially benefiting from the industry is going to have a little skin in the game. And if we don't clean up our act, we're going to have completely private profit, and then it's all going to go to the taxpayers to clean it up.
And then they'll be pissed at some point, and they will shut us down.
Yeah, and then we all pay for it personally.
Yeah.
And I don't, I've already paying 15 cents a kilowatt hour or whatever it is.
I don't want my only option to be a solar panel.
Right. And let's be honest, when the government goes to fix something, they don't.
They're really not good at our problems.
Yeah.
But but we don't, as a society, we forget that there are employees and not the other way around. So yeah, let's make sure that doesn't happen.
They've definitely forgotten that.
They have forgotten that. And right now, I'm glad you're here. You were with, what group did you talk to 2 days ago?
We've been at the AAPG Orphan Well had a program, so it was a bunch of geologists, but it wasn't just geologists. I mean, it was all different types of engineers and lawyers and professionals. So
our legislature's in session right now, so we have, all the different, people in town. So I hope some of those guys, got to go down there. And I highly encourage everybody in our industry to go get involved in some of our local advocacy groups, like them or the Petroleum Alliance or the Oklahoma Energy Producers, but bring those elected public servants in and start saying, hey, this policy doesn't work for us. This one does. Your own companies, this is how, if we did this just a little bit differently, if we put in this much more, our future does not have zombie wells. We don't have flare gas anymore. We can go out and clean water. I mean, I'm hoping that I get to help put all these people together.
Right, let's take the flare gas, run generators to clean up the water.
Ta-da. It works.
It's not rocket science.
Yeah, and man, new types of cement to plug wells, new casing that doesn't leak anymore. Metallurgy's coming about. The more people that we stop from swinging a hammer in our industry because we've automated something or we've made some new engineering leap, well, that means we probably need about 10 more people, smart people from college to come into our industry. So all the kids out there that think that this is ever going to go away, it's just going to grow in population of from the workers to the engineers.
Yeah, I mean, right. All of the skill sets that people use in the traditional oil and gas industry have a place in the future life cycle and in the expansion. And I mean, we used to use whale blubber, right?
Yeah.
We don't use whale blubber.
Delicious.
My favorite sashimi. No, we don't use whale blubber to light lamps anymore.
Yeah.
Right. And so. Maybe 1,000 years from now, we won't be using oil to power things, but for the time being and for the very foreseeable future, our entire economy and our entire products, everything.
Yeah, I've yet to figure out how I don't use oil and gas and not just walk naked into the woods and start building stuff from wood and grass and mud.
Right. So.
And I'm not good in a loincloth. It's terrible. Your commercial said she was, but not me. I'll crowbar that in there somewhere, paddling.
Right.
Me out there paddling is not the same picture. How do people get a hold of you?
Oh, I'm available on social media. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter, Sarah the number 4 RRC. I'm the Unicorn Lawyer on TikTok. Also, Zombie Wells.
If you need an oil and gas lawyer, arguably, she's going to win your case.
No, I will send you to a great lawyer.
Win.
I'm too busy, man. I can't take anything else right now.
We'll see. Hey, man, everything's for sale. You got time? We got money. Right?
Yeah, I guess I will fire other clients for the right price.
There we go.
Maybe.
That's what. Hey, all the service companies right now. That's what we're about these days. Like, sorry, I gotta work on that quote.
Yeah. Right.
Hey,
well, it's good to see you.
You too. Thank you for what you do. God bless you. Hey, we'll see you next time. Reach out to Sarah. Tell her you support her in her efforts to go help our industry. Bye-bye.